today. It's lovely grains. We are going to be doing something a bit different. A couple of different things actually. We're doing first of all an oatmeal stout. Just love this morning, but the main dip, which I've never done before, I've done plenty of dry stouts and Guinness type clones and stuff like that, which have always been really good. But previous video did a mild, and I got some really good comments, really useful stuff about getting the efficiency up. So we're going to try a few experiments today, do things a little bit different. There was Clive who mentioned about the pH and how that made a big difference with the protofloc and bits and bobs like that. So we're going to carry on with adding the acidulated malt. So that's the first thing we're going to carry on doing. And the second thing is Schnuz was talking about, and let me get the old thing, he was talking about making the mash thicker. And he was saying instead of doing a full volume one, if you went for about 2.2 litres a kilo, that should be about right. So we're going to give that a go. I was saying it's because the enzymes get lost and don't convert as much starch. So it's going to be a bit of an experimental day today. Water's sort of warmish, not quite up to temp. I'm going to go and grab myself a coffee and then work out exactly how we're going to do it, because I think there's a number of different ways. You know, you can do dunk sparges and all kinds of stuff like that, and but that's pretty much what we're going to do. Alright, so we're going to need 11.33 litres of mash water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that away from, we've got 33 litres of total water, so if we what plan of action is, I'm going to transfer 21.5 litres from there into there. Then we're going to do a thick mash in there, and then we're going to work out how we're going to do the actual sparge. But that's the first bit. So yeah, let's give that a go. Alright, well this is a load thicker to what I'm used to. This is. Wow. Takes some mixing actually. Take it away. I know you're meant to get dough balls if you do that, but give it a go. Okie dokes. Right, well you can see we are all mashed in. What I think about, I'm just going to mention a few things just for, probably more for me actually than anything else. So because I'm doing brew in a bag, I'm a bit worried about scorching the bottom of it. So I do this kind of funky thing where I'm just kind of moving it around and, you know, mixing it, and it's a bit of a, looks like a bit of a probably looks a bit stupid on camera, but well, in real life or whatever. But that's what I'm a bit worried about. So what I should have done, note for next time, is that because I'm sort of thinking about it, because I suppose when I do a full volume brew in a bag, there's so much more water that when I put the grain in, the adjustment in temperature, it doesn't bring it down as much. So what I found doing that was I should probably have had the temperature of the water much higher, because after putting the grain in, it dropped right down to sort of I think it was like 71, something like that, from 70, no, not 71. God, I hope it wasn't 71. That's way too high, isn't it? Well, whatever. No, 60, no, 67. Oh, I've got 71 in my head now. Well, what it should have been was 67. So it must have been dropped down to 61. So then I had to crank it back up again and boogie it all around again. So it looked at it. So that's something for me to think about next time, a way around that. I guess if you had a metal basket, that would do the trick. Or maybe I'm just being a bit over paranoid about burning a bottom bag. Don't know. But other than that, we're all mashed in. Had some more great tips from guys on how best to do it. But we're gonna just chill out for a bit, come back and decide how we're gonna sparge. Mash, got about another 5-10 minutes to go on that. Just thinking about how we're going to do sparge. A couple of options. Option one, get the bag, dump it in here, in the you know, sparge water boiler thing, do like a dunk sparge, maybe give it a bit of stir, whip it out, and then add the two together, which I think is probably about the best option, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want the extra clearing up of, you know, all that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to come up with something that takes minimum cleaning up. Next option, I think this probably won't work, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try it. Is, I don't know if you can see on there. I've got basically, my idea was if I get some clamps, lift up the bag in the kettle, boiler, or whatever, by pulling down the handles, or you could lift it up. But I think ideally, if it was there, then I could just sparge like that, pull it down, and then just add sparge water and then it sort of filter down. So I'm going to try and do that. If that doesn't work, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bung all that water in there and give it a big stir. So that's the final option. Because like I said, I don't want to have I don't want too much cleaning up. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll perhaps do a bit of video of that and see how it pans out. Okay, well, my plan of doing the, you know, thingy bob, not worked. So, I'm going to go to plan B. And what I'm going to do is just keep adding water, giving it a bit of a boogie about, trying to wash as much of the sugars off as possible. And then we'll just do the bag thing as per. Empty it, squeeze it, see how we get on. I think that's about it. That idea might work with clamps, I think, if I'll sort of do it properly. And I think need some different clamps. I think that's what it boils down to. So yeah, we're going to crack on with this, and yeah, looking forward to how it turns out. Alright, how does that do go? One bottom, yeah. Okay, right, we've got the bag, just draining the last bit of water coming out there. It was a bit hotter than usual though, because of the sparge oil, so it was a bit kind of... we're going to do that, we're going to boil it all up. Won't bother showing you the rest of it for now. We'll come back in a bit and we'll check out the readings and see how we've got on. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Right, cheers. So, we did the gravity reading, and the good news is it was at 10:50, 10:49, something around that mark, and it was only meant to be, according to the way my efficiency thing set up, 10:47. So it's obviously worked wonders. Doing the thick mash made quite a difference, and that was just not doing a proper sparge either. That was just doing I can't remember if I filmed it, but basically I just mixed it all together pretty much and stirred it around, trying to wash as much of the sugars off the grain as possible. I'm not sure if you meant to do that, but obviously it worked. But I think if we wanted even more efficiency, I think next time we'll have a go. If we want to ramp it up even further, we'll have a go at doing the proper thingy as well. So definitely worth a treat, and yeah, definitely something to look at and tweak, I reckon. All right, well, you can see out there it's a bit cold, a bit rainy, a bit kind of autumny. So I don't know why I'm showing you this, because it's just pretty depressing, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, have a good one.